Hey everybody, welcome to Bible Mark TV. It's summertime, so I'm just chilling. We just had a 4th of July holiday weekend. I went out on a cookout and got some drama I'll tell you about with that. But anyway, welcome to Bible Mark TV. It's Sharonay. I'm your host. Brought to you by BibleMark.com. Go to BibleMark.com and get your fancy creative bookmarks for your Bible. So I started to tell you guys that I'm getting a book together. And in this next book that I'm writing, it's going to have all the miraculous kind of events, all the supernatural stuff that's been happening to me my whole life. And I call it supernatural because in this realm, it doesn't make sense. In this world, it's not something that you can place a finger on and say, wow, that's something that normally happens. With me, it's always something that never happens. So I'll start to tell you about some stories that I'm putting into the book. Some of them are very short things that have happened, but significant. I actually saw 9/11 30 years before it happened. That's going to be in the book. I'm not going to tell you about that one right now, but today I'm going to talk about another one. I was out for the 4th of July and I'm at my cousin's house and I'm walking outside and I'm looking for the bees. Where are all the bees? I had flowers that grew this year. They didn't stay long. I didn't see bees pollinating around the flowers. I'm saying to myself, where are all those things I used to run from all the time? Like, I remember when I first moved here, there was a bush in the front garden and I actually went out and I was messing around with the leaves and everything, and all of a sudden I found a bee's nest, and there were baby bees in there, and there was a mama bee in there, and I remember my neighbor was across the street cutting their lawn, and I was like, ah, and I ran so fast, I ran across the street. The bees followed me. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get stung. I did get stung for the first time in my life. The first time in my life, I got stung. So, but this year there are none. Where are they? Where are they? That's not good. Pollination is something that's required. I mean, something that's part of natural nature, right? So let me tell you about a dream that I had. Around May 7th, 1984. I'm 24 years old. And you can see my page. It is quite yellow. And you see the title, and it's called The Bees. It was probably like March 7th or 8th or 9th. I think it was probably the 7th, because I had another dream that happened around the same time. So just to show you, this is a decrepit little yellow piece of paper from 1984. So I'm going to read it to you. Okay. In my dream, there were swarms of bees, more than normal. There were bees on the pavement, on the fences, all over the place. So they were on the pavement. They were dead. They weren't moving. They were just on the pavement. They were everywhere. I was scared. They chased me, even though I wasn't provoking them. My oldest brother and my father had somewhere they had to go by car, and I refused to go because I saw the bees. I didn't want to step in them. I was really scared of the bees, and the ones that were flying around, I didn't want to get stung. The whole thing to that dream was bees were dead. They were on the ground, like what killed them. I dreamt that in 1984. You see the year. That's my cute handwriting from when I was a kid. 1984. In today's news, I don't know, do the math. How many years later is it from 1984? We're in 2017, and there's an article that I'm reading called End Times Prophecy, and this company just does things to link things to the Bible to let you know what's happening. Some people aren't aware that the bees are dying off. I don't think people know the bees are dying off, but this is actual news. Mass bee die-offs If you can see, 2013 to 2017. This is major. This was by this company called End Times Prophecy, and they are showing what's happening. On this page, we'll see a list of mass bee die-offs that are happening all around the world. The bees are dying in such great numbers all over the globe, not just here, that we had to start this new page to show how perilous this situation is for the bees and for many crops that can help to pollinate. We will update this list, and when we get news reports of bee deaths, they'll let you know. So they actually quote something from Hosea 4:3, "Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea shall be taken away." So they actually list 2017, 3.2 million bees died after crops were sprayed in Brazil. 2017, mass mortality of bees during the winter through the Netherlands. I mean, it goes on. Bosnia, it goes on. Hundreds of bees dying in Adana. I don't know where that is. They actually have 106 beehives dead in China. Brazil, Canada, 1.3 million bees. Millions found in China again. And they go through also the United States is on the list. It's everywhere. Canada. This is just kind of an unreal. I mean, I go on and on with. I mean, there's hundreds of occurrences. This one really freaked me out because it's a picture of a man looking at the dead bees in his neighborhood, and they're on the pavement like my dream. I dreamt this in 1984. It didn't make sense to me. It made no sense, but God showed it to me. So if God showed it to me when I was 24 years old, God, thank you, I'm still here today. But He shows me things. I'm showing this to you because He shows me things in advance. He's shown me countless situations of things that are to come that haven't happened yet. And many of the things I've dreamt that haven't happened yet will. It's unbelief. It's just unbelievable. Oregon, massive bee die-offs in Oregon. They suddenly die everywhere. Italy, Massachusetts in America. Hundreds of dead bees found. And I'm not going to get into what's happening because everybody else in the world is talking about all this other stuff, these agendas. I'm not here to talk about agendas. I won't mention agendas. That's not necessary. I'm going to just, from my book, tell you what I dreamt. Here's another one with these bees dead in the pavement. This guy's in China, and the bees are dead on the ground. I'm not here to talk about anybody's agenda. I'm here to tell you I've been blessed by God to see things in advance. I'm not a clairvoyant. I'm not some psychic, although I can feel energies and stuff like that. I used to balance chakras. But where God gave me a gift is I am to tell you that God exists. Here's another picture of them on the ground again, just dead. Like wherever they are, they're dead. I dreamt it, fact, 1984. I dreamt this in 1984. This is just one of many, and I'll tell you so many others in my book. Again, I'm not Nostradamus, but to have been given these visions and dreams so far in advance, and me not knowing what they were. Just my mother told me to write everything down, so I did. So I'm here to talk to you. You have to know there's a God. You have to know. Let me read you a couple of passages from the Bible. It is just unreal when you sit back and think about it. Now, I've always known Ezekiel to be a book kind of things and dreams and things that are shown in advance. And Ezekiel to me is like a prophetic book. for the Bible. Ezekiel 36:29. Now, so it'll talk about famine. Famine without the bees and without pollination, the plants won't be able to grow. We need this to happen for plants to do what they do. So there was a statement I read somewhere that someone said that Einstein said that if all of the bees die, we'd have about 4 years to live. I haven't seen a bee outside. I've been looking around my rose bush, and the roses were only there for a few weeks because they just died off. There's no bees humming around my beautiful flowers. I have a flower tree that's in the front. The flowers lasted a week. Normally they're out there for at least a month. I haven't seen any buzzing around, buzz, or beautiful things that sting. They sting, but they also are needed for us to survive. This dream is linked to another dream that I had years ago, and I'll tell you about that dream. And I'm going to speak about that dream because that dream is relevant to this dream. Sometimes I have a dream. I used to have what I used to call reoccurring dreams. Dreams would happen, and then another dream would happen, and basically they would kind of follow each other up. So Ezekiel 36:30, and I will multiply the fruit of the tree and increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. All right, so heathen's gonna not have food. Whoever doesn't believe in God is, hey, there's gonna be things that's gonna happen. But Matthew 24:7 says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. A lot of those things are already happening. The famine part, you say to yourself, how is it going to be a famine? Well, there could be a war that could cause a famine. There could be financial collapse that could cause a famine. There could be bees dying off the planet that could cause a famine. There's no bees, there's no food. So that can happen as well. So I dreamt about bees not being here, so where are all the bees? I'm looking for them. So the whole thing to this is that I've seen things in advance. The other dream I want to tell you about is the dream that I had that there was no food on the supermarket shelves. In this dream, I went to the supermarket and the shelves were barren. There was no food, no nothing. And there weren't even lines of people looking for food because they knew there wasn't anything there. I don't know when this will happen, if this will happen, but I know I dreamt it. So if I put 2 and 2 together and add those 2 dreams together, no buzzing bees, no food, famine. So it's one of the things I've seen in advance, so wanted to tell you, please subscribe if you think these stories are interesting. And when the book comes out, I want you to go to Barnes & Noble and pick it up as soon as you can. I'm looking for the release on this book by sometime 2018. I hope to have it done by end of year and going full speed ahead with my new book. So go to BibleMart.com. Please support me. I'm a Patreon person, so please become a patron and help me out. I really want to be able to do this. This is all I really want to do is, my Bible bookmarks, my blessed yoga cosmetics, and all the things that I do for God. Everything that I do now is for God, and I have to. I've been told by God that's what I have to do. So please support me. Thank you. Bye.